Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Friday night adventure of Mariner of Spirit. I want to thank Brandon for the extra effort he put forth into this tonight. And before I bring my guests on, I have a few things I'd like to add. If you didn't see the first about 8 minutes from before this, you would know what went on. But it's over. We got through it. And now we're in for bigger and better things. But Brandon is the savior again tonight, so I owe him big time probably. But anyway, let me get into what's going on and what's happening. And as far as Mariner Spirit's concerned, the title's been changed. It's a new title. It's been a new title for the last month and a half, maybe. We're proud of it. It's come a long way. There's more to come, and it's better. It's going to be better. And what's interesting about all of this is the fact that, we've come from a far distance away. And some of the things that I like to go ahead and talk about before I start the show, the people I support. And we're basically down the two, because I believe two of the charities are no longer with us. And I'm going to mention Tim Miley, because Tim Miley, he's talking about it, but I don't know if he is going to leave or not. But I love to support him, because he is the man behind Potographs, and that's the charity which goes ahead and gives all the money they create from the Paracons and his fundraising events to homeless animals and animal shelters, etc. The thing, and he's been doing that for quite a few years now. And if you've ever been to an event where you really want to have a lot of fun and you have an opportunity to go to one of his events for Potographs, do it, because it's great. And it's always at a haunted location, and he does a great job. The other one is going to stay is the Jessica Petrie Foundation, and it's a resource for expecting mothers and families of pregnant women with mental illness. And Howard, I just left Howard 15 minutes ago on another show that was on, and he's back after their big event that they had down in New Orleans. He got pretty sick, and he's recovering very well, and he's on his way back. Next thing, and probably the most, I should have said this right off the bat, is number one, today is Katie Stafford's birthday. And Katie is the wife of KD Stafford of Supernatural Inc. And I just want to reach out and wish her a very, 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 very happy birthday. We love you, and we want to see you forever. And you've just been the mainstay of a lot of people's minds in Supernatural Inc., and you always will. And happy birthday, Katie. And then I just want to mention the authors, and then we'll get our guests on. I know you guys are chomping at the bit, but I always want to mention people like Bruce Holliday, Ron Iacovetti, Lynn Monet, Dr. Rebecca Foster, Rex Nielsen, Todd Bates, and Dr. Heatherly Langdon. These are people that I recommend if you go to Amazon or whatever and you look them up and just see what they have to offer. They have some great things to tell, especially Mr. Bruce Holliday. And Bruce has been one of my inspirations when it comes to ITC, and he always will be. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring. Why are you shaking your head?
That's
Why?
all I can think of.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, Brandon. Brandon, say hello to everybody. No. Thanks, Brandon. Okay, here's my guest tonight.
Well, hello there.
Kristen Johnson and Chris Carr from Dark Horse Paranormal, a.k.a. Bigfoot and the Bunny.
Which one's the Bigfoot and which one's the bunny? What's going on, buddy?
How are you?
A rough start tonight, but we know how that goes.
Well, we got through it, and my head didn't explode, so I guess it's okay. Thank you very much for coming on tonight. You're always been an inspiration to me, and I think a lot of other people in podcasting or in vodcasting now, as they call it.
Podcasters.
Podcasting.
If you're a podcaster, you may have heard our podcast. Well, how you doing?
Victoria.
What's going on? We wanted to kick off the night with a little filler type video that we made last night, but there weren't a lot of people on at the front of the show, and it's actually like a trip down memory lane for us. It starts off with some UFO footage that's been in the news lately, but in the background, you're going to hear an audio ad that we made for a network we were on. It doesn't mention the network. And it's kind of funny. And it was a couple like ads we did like a long time ago, and we figured we'd be talking about stuff we've done and we're going to do. So it might be a good way to start. If you want to present that video, it's pretty short. It's only like a minute.
Okay, there we go. The one with the
and there's a new EVP in it
with the pretty pink T-shirt, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Believe.
We've been looking for abductions all night. Who are those two humans? That's Betty and Barney Rubble. Dumbass, you're thinking of Betty and Barney Hill. Already abducted. Does he remind you of Travis Scott? Dumbass, you're thinking of Travis Walton. Already abducted. I'm starving. What are we gonna stop for something to eat later? The scanner relays came back. That's Chris and Kristen from Bigfoot and the Bunny. Which one is Bigfoot? Which one is the bunny? Dumbass. Oh my god, you're such a dumbass. Such a dumbass. Such a dumbass. Such a dumbass.
Where is the church?
Perspective on the meaning of Thanksgiving, and we're not talking turkey.
Gobble, 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 gobble. You know what my shirt says?
Tonight on Bigfoot and the Bunny, how could a place so beautiful, so serene, hold such a dark secret? Meet Toby.
Toby, how old are you?
How old are you?
Light in my face. How did that happen? Light in my face. How did that happen? Light in my face. How did that happen?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So that last part, I don't know if you hear the Chris in it. We're both talking, and we're in a cemetery. We're doing our thing. In fact, it's the same one where I'm holding that spirit box, and you'll hear a voice kind of close to the recorder go, Chris. And I know EVPs are tough in streams, but it is pretty clear. And I'll just play it for you again. Now you know what to listen for.
Okay.
Light in my face. How did that happen?
And I'm going to repeat it, but shorter.
Light in my face. How did that happen?
I heard it.
And it's slowed down.
Wait, Mikey, how did that happen?
So that's an EVP we got. We didn't know at the time.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. And that one where I'm holding the Nanocom Supernatural Ink device made by Katie Stafford. And happy birthday, Katie.
Happy birthday, Katie. Beautiful girl.
It says burned. I don't know if you caught that. The church, it was a meeting house, really, that was built in that cemetery, did burn down. And I'm literally in a crypt in that cemetery. And I said, what happened to the church? And the box wasn't saying anything. And you can hear that because they got a nice space. Clearly says burned at the end. Like, wow, that's pretty cool.
You got that's some really great video in there too. I really liked it.
Yeah, it's like memory lane, right?
Yes.
You know, which one's the Bigfoot? Which one's the bunny? We were just making fun of somebody on our network, I think, at the time. Somebody asked that question. People used to say it to us all the time. Which one's the Bigfoot? Which one's the bunny? And we made a joke out of it.
So when you guys would be out there by yourselves in the daytime, did you ever have people that came in and sort of bugged you?
We did. No, not really bugged us. We did a spirit box session in our favorite haunted location, which is another cemetery. We do like cemeteries. And during the day, it's perfectly fine. Do a spirit box session where you hear Toby in some of that. So some of that Toby stuff, where's mom? We actually had other people with us.
Yeah, it was two girls, Justine and Courtney.
Yeah, they sat in, and you'll hear them. They got their names called out. We got our names called out in the same session, and it was actually pretty fun. So, you know, it's a place that's kind of known to be haunted, and people go there during the day. It's heavily guarded at night, or there's a big police presence there. So we don't really recommend people go at night, you know, without getting at least permission from the local authorities.
So is it pretty close to where you guys are? Yeah,
fairly. Yeah, there's two of them that we like. And one of them's maybe, I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes away. And the other one's like 5-10 minutes away.
Yeah.
That's where Reggie and I first went. That's 25 minutes away from here. And I have two that are closer yet that we want to go ahead and do some work on. That would be cool for him and I, you know, because he has come around quite a bit. I was even thinking of having, but he's working till midnight.
Oh, he's a great guy. I was happy to join you guys on X Factor on Tuesday for a little while. And
well, we missed your lovely Kristen, but you know.
Oh, sorry. I wish I could have.
Next time.
Well,
next time.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun to get us back together again. You know, I enjoy it tremendously. And I know there's a lot of people that have paid attention, have followed what we've been doing for the amount of time we've been together, and they all know you guys as being like on the forefront as far as
I don't know if we're on the forefront of anything, but we've been enjoying a little bit of downtime and different things. We'll talk about that stuff. Yeah, the Toby thing. I see Carol says, did you happen to see Toby go behind the tree in that video? And we saw stuff in the trees, but not necessarily in that video. The whole thing with Toby was like I'm sure you heard the sevens, and we asked how old he was. We both asked. Right. And that is one continuous session. It's unedited. It's on Shack Hack. This one right here, actually. This old guy. I think it was all we had because that was we were just starting out together, doing stuff then. And we encountered the Toby thing. So we said, you know, Toby, how old are you? 777. And I asked Toby, how old are you? 777. We went back another time. I like a month later, asked the same questions, got the same answers. That's why we were like, we're talking to a legit spirit. And eventually we crossed, or we think that we crossed Toby over. And that was something that we haven't done since or before. That was interesting.
Yeah.
So that's a cool story. It sounds very serious in that little ad we made for Facebook or Instagram or whatever. How could a place so serene?
Well, we had other things going on with it as well. So it wasn't just that was a negative thing. And the predator thing. And
yeah. So like in the trees, we saw a thing, and I think we mentioned that last night, and we'd forgotten about it. And we could see this kind of shimmering figure, and there were acorns dropping, and we got some video of that somewhere too.
Yeah,
it was nuts. It was like it
going
moved
from
the tree to the next tree,
human size,
and you could see like the acorns going down in a line.
Branches.
It was weird, man. It was so weird, and it's such a cool haunted location. It's a place people used to go a long time ago. It was real popular. They really don't like people going there. They have a sign out front that says no paranormal investigations, and we've talked about it a bit.
Didn't you make me a T-shirt with Toby behind the tree?
I did.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, I did.
Chris had a T-shirt made for me, and it's what is it? The name of the place, and then it says haunted as F on it, and it does say the word. But he made a picture of Toby, of the cemetery itself had Toby and a tree there.
Little boy.
It's cool. I'll have to wear it again if I will stop eating Shogettin.
Shogettin chocolate. Yeah, that's a brand of chocolate.
Yeah.
Victoria says, my Toby is 7 now. So there you go. We need cross that Toby though. It's a cat, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So, all the times we get together, and some of the times that we have, like I always have a bad beginning. And tonight wasn't anything out of the ordinary this year for some reason. I think that's number 3 that I've had where it was totally screwed up in the beginning. And normally when we started to go on, I didn't think he was going to be here, Brandon. And that's why I went the way I went, thinking that I'll just start and come on and talk. And then right as I finally started to get it to go right, he shows up. And then he's telling me where to go, and it's like I was so confused at that point. It's just
it happens.
Things happen. That's the beauty
live.
Of live shows, right? Anything can happen.
But that's what's cool about it too. We made it through, and we're here, and
weird stuff happens. Sometimes you get noise. So Wednesday, when spirits connect, we did play it back, and we heard an EVP in the show. It's about an hour and a half in.
Yep.
Not totally sure what it says. It may say Ishtar.
Ishtar. It sounds like something, Ishtar, but I'm telling you, you have to go watch the last hour and a half of that.
It's like 131 something, somewhere around there, and there's a whispered voice.
We're all talking.
Isn't us.
We're all talking.
So that's kind of interesting. We've had stuff like that happen. I happen to have found some nasty EVP clips, and I know some of your listeners may have heard these when we had our friend Nathaniel Gillis on, and they were kind of swearing at him and us in the background. I'll play that for you.
Okay.
So I got them clipped.
I'm excited.
Yeah, SB7 flies somewhere around like 40,000 feet.
Things too, dude.
Things I researched.
I'm excited.
Yeah, SB7 flies somewhere around like 40,000 feet.
Things too, dude.
Things I researched.
So I'll tell you what that says. It says, F you, Nate. And I don't know if I'm supposed to swear in here. If the ghosts swear, I can't help it.
They do a lot.
It's on the other, and then it says motherfuckers.
Yep.
So were you able to make out any of that?
Yes.
That was during a stream.
That was during the
stream.
That's the noise in the back of the live stream.
And that's just the first part of it. I haven't gone through the whole thing yet.
There's a thing where they're talking back and forth, and it was the strangest thing. But those were very pronounced and clearly not like, static, right? You hear the F word, like really. All right, that's that doesn't happen every day.
So have you talked to Nate? Have you talked to Nate about it?
Yeah, he knows.
Yes,
yeah,
he
yeah.
knows. He
We
has
have a
the
clip
video.
of it.
Yeah.
We clipped it a video, and if you guys don't know, we have a YouTube page, Dark Horse Paranormal Productions on YouTube. We'd really like you to like and subscribe to. There's some stuff on there. It's not on our Facebooks, and you'll find some interesting things. And we're going to be putting more stuff on there soon. So pay attention to that. Take a look. But we have those audio clips along with the video, and you can see just what's going on as they say it quite clearly. It's just a clip from the stream.
Wow.
Fuck you, Nate.
bad.
Like, wow.
The
And
whole
that's
thing
what we
was
call
bad.
him because he's our friend. We call him
Yeah.
Nate, so it was very strange.
Do you think it's one of those spirits that follows him around?
I don't know. Maybe he's getting too close to the truth. He's such a
Yeah.
good guy, and we love his research. And he's working on some new stuff. We were talking last night, and he's a good dude. So we look forward to catching up, and we try to hang out. He lives in Ohio, and if he's in New England and he comes up here occasionally, we go out to dinner and we hang out, raise a little hell, and have a good time.
Yeah.
So he's a good dude.
He's an awesome guy. That's
Absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely. So that's interesting, and they do swear a lot. We don't know why. A couple more clips. I'm going to kill a little time with some clips because some of them we haven't really played on the show in a long time or never.
Sure.
And these are ones. There's a couple where they swear at us.
Can you touch the skull that's on the floor? His name is Wilson, but you can call yourself whatever you like.
I slowed it down at the end. I was like, oh.
Because at first we thought it said thank you, but no, that's why
Slowed
we
it down.
slowed it down. He's like, that's not what she's saying. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
That was at Wilson Castle in Vermont, and we were helping host a tour there that night. We broke out that skull that we've shown
Right.
and talked about like how heads were used to talk to the dead, thousands of years ago, and through time have always been a thing. And that was the night we took him out. We got a lot of interesting stuff with that. He's got magnets and crystals in him, a really strong magnet in that skull head. And we got some interesting stuff at Haygood Mill with that as well.
Yes, we did.
All right. And Brandon's Paracon, that was really fun. So, yeah, but that particular clip, they weren't too nice. Here's another one.
Are you Quakers?
And that's an app that's
Yep.
swearing at Kristen. And one of those cemeteries I told you about happens to be a Quaker cemetery. And we learned a lot about Quakers and Quaker history, which is super interesting. And they're very interesting people in their day. Not that they're not still around. They certainly are. The Society of Friends is still out there, of course. But when New England was first starting, and this was the Mass Bay colonies, and the states weren't all established yet, the Quakers were persecuted and thought to be witches because they talk directly to God. They don't have a middleman, meaning there's no priests, right? They go to church and they stand up, and they have that nickname of Shakers because they would apparently shake and speak directly to God, which we think is a beautiful thing.
Yes, we do.
It's wonderful. They had these pretty much the same Christian moral value system in place, but were persecuted and tortured and killed. 3 of them were hung in Boston. They're known as the Boston Martyrs because of their faith. And land of the free, wasn't really true in those days. It was the Puritans that founded America here, that came over on the Mayflower and all of that, or Mayflower. And I had to think about my history there for a minute, Greg. I almost lost it and told you some incorrect history.
And like the Nina.
Yeah, right. The Columbus book, not Columbus, the Mayflower. And they were very strict. England wasn't all that unhappy to lose them. They were a very strict clan, very simple. They didn't like fancy churches. Everything's very plain and very simple. And they were extremely, by the book, if you will. And they did not like the Quakers.
So do you think there was, when you heard that come through and who you're basically talking to, was that sort of a shock that it came through as swearing?
I think we laughed our asses off. So
Yeah, we did.
We thought that was funny. And I slowed that down if you had any questions. That was the app. And the app did not swear. Like, it just didn't have those words. It's
Nope.
the only time we were using it quite a bit. I forget the name of it. It came out and said that to Kristen.
Yeah,
Me
I forget
not
the name of it. It was a K
are you
13 or
Quakers.
something.
But
Yeah.
we weren't in the Quaker cemetery.
No,
we were
we
just
weren't.
in learning about them. And
Yeah.
we thought that was pretty interesting. Actually, I'll tell you something. One of those people that were hung, her name was Mary Dyer, and she was actually kicked out of Massachusetts. She came to live here in Rhode Island, but kept going back, and especially going to Boston where the boats would come in, because they were arresting, literally cutting off the ears of different Quakers. They arrest them on the boat, that kind of
Branding
stuff.
them.
They were always in jail.
They were branding them.
Branding them.
Irons.
Yep. They would put a poker through some of their tongues,
Oh,
hot poker.
yeah.
But Governor John Winthrop exhumed her baby. She had a stillborn baby that was born deformed. And people do theorize about what that deformity was. It may have been a certain disease, and I can't remember the name of it. But he put out a statement. This was printed in our local newspapers, describing the baby, dug up 8 months after it was buried.
Exhumed it. Yeah.
They exhumed the baby, and he wrote, it was of ordinary bigness. It had a face, but no head, and the ears stood upon the shoulders and were like apes. It had no forehead, but over the eyes 4 horns, hard and sharp. 2 of them were above 1 inch long, the other 2 shorter, the eyes standing out, and the mouth also. The nose hooked upward, all over the breast and the back, full of sharp pricks and scales, like a thornback, which is a kind of stingray. The navel and all of the belly, with the distinction of the sex, were where the back should be. Excuse me. And the back and hips before where the belly should have been. Behind, between the shoulders, it had 2 mouths, one of them, and each of them a piece of red flesh sticking out. It had arms and legs as other children, but instead of toes, it had on each foot 3 claws like a young fowl with sharp talons. And he used this exhumed baby, her stillborn baby, as evidence that she was basically a witch and needed to be kicked out of Rhode Island. Or I'm sorry, Massachusetts, the Mass Bay Colonies is what they called it then. And that's when she and her family came to live in Rhode Island briefly, and they would, return to Massachusetts, particularly her, to fight for the other Quakers. They're an interesting lot of people. The Puritans obviously hated them and didn't like how they ran their churches, but they would fight back a little bit. And if you research this, you'll find that they would go, like on a Sunday, in front of a Puritan church naked and dance around and bang pots and pans and create just total freaking havoc out front of their church, just to disrupt things, and piss them off. So they kind of fought back, and they're cool people. Mm-hmm. But apparently we weren't talking to them when they swore at Kristen.
No. Whoever that was very unhappy.
Boy, oh boy, that's
the question.
That is something else.
Yeah, we got a lot of data. I lot of ITC like you do, and using spirit boxes and stuff, and any kind of EVP stuff is great. Do
you have anything for coming up for Christmas that you're looking at?
Well, we're looking to do a couple, like a Christmas show, which I think is going to be Nathaniel or Michael Lynch,
Dr.
and
Michael.
Working it out with those guys to see which one they want to do. I think we'll do a New Year's show with one and a Christmas show with the other, and that'll be fun. They've been on a lot of times. Maybe one of those will be like a panel type situation or something.
Yeah,
we'll see. That's what we're doing, and celebrating Yule.
But I meant as far as boxes are concerned. Are you going to buy another box? And
I build them.
Huh?
I'm going to build one.
Are you really?
And yeah, building one and looking into that side of things, and the coding. As it turns out, like a lot of the coding on these boxes uses C++ or Python, and my day job has me learning a little bit of code. So I'm going to apply some of that knowledge and try to do something cool with the code that maybe, hasn't been done. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on that, because, maybe we'll have you testing one out.
Yeah.
I talked to Scott Horn not too long ago, and that they're moving, the horns. They're pretty busy this month, but we were talking about doing some kind of project together, and maybe that'll be it. I have to talk to Scott about that. I know he's been busy, but we were talking about making possibly like the skull, the crystals and stuff. And I might lean this other way and try to put out a box between us. That might be
that would
fun.
be awesome.
And we can offer that for sale out there to the para family that we see out there if they're looking for a new box. So
They're moving, right?
they
You
are,
said?
yeah. They're in the process of moving now, and I know they're not doing any taking new orders. I think starting today. I think December 1st. I think was what they had said or posted about that. But I'm sure the month of January they'll be picking up. Maybe sooner. I don't know. It's tough.
How far are they going?
I'm not sure.
I think they went to the Carolinas. No, I forget. I mean,
I forgot. I'm sorry.
I'm drawing a
that's
blank,
terrible.
and I should know, but
We should.
That's okay.
From the Dakotas,
I'll talk to them.
Be warmer and get away from the cold, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing considering everything that's going on.
Yeah. We get a lot of snowbirds here. I'm sure you do out your way as well. People who reside in like Florida and whatnot, or in the South, in the winter and come back in the summer.
Grandma and the grandkids, so.
Yeah, the grandkids are there, so they can't move.
Yeah.
So you know how I feel.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? Family is family, right?
Right.
Well, they could always come to us.
That's right, but still, I feel bad. I don't know.
But you miss them.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. We've got Victoria Monday says, and hey Vic, she says, we have something that sounds like a banshee here. I heard it with my ears, and also it came over a geobox. It sounds very otherworldly and will make you jump out of your skin. It's louder than loud.
Oh wow!
Damn.
She writes well.
Yeah, she does.
That's Texas for you.
Yep. Victoria's awesome. We were playing some cool EVPs that she had captured when she was on our show not too long ago, and I'd like to hear the Banshee, Victoria.
She does an awesome job. When we get together on Wednesday nights too. But she's been so busy, and she has, the rabbit hole with Mike Ricksacker. So she's back doing that. So that's another Wednesday that she can't do anything on. So
it's a great show. I love Edge of the Rabbit Hole.
Oh, he's fantastic. I know. I enjoyed tremendously his work in Egypt. All that. If you've seen those shows,
we have, and I like his work with a documentary he did around the Conjuring House about the shadow dimension. Is really cool, and I give him a plug. I know we watched it on Tubi. You watch Tubi, Greg? Do you get that?
No,
it's a free.
It's like
streaming.
Plex. Yeah,
it's a free streaming station that's out there. If you got Roku or like the Amazon Fire Stick, you can probably find Tubi. And they have a lot of the paranormal documentaries, like after they've been offered for pay-per-view and that sort of thing. A lot of times they end up on Tubi, and it's a great place to catch those kind of things. And we watched that on there. It was super. There's Carl Johnson's in it and a bunch of people. And he had these cool ideas about your eyes and being able in shadow figures. I don't want to speak for him, but check that documentary out. It's very cool.
I've been if you could put it, we can't really put it down in the comments, can we?
No, but Tubi, Tubi, look for wherever you get your streaming videos. If you do stream, is where you want to go.
It's an app for your TV.
There's an app for that. And speaking of the Conjuring House, I'll share another video. If I can find it real quick. That you may enjoy, and it was from a trip to the Conjuring House, which isn't far from here. Are you up for that?
Perfectly fine.
Okay, it's kind of funny.
Sounds like a winner.
I love it.
Give me 1 second here. Clips for Greg, I think I called it.
Yeah. It's gone.
There it is. It's a large file, but
it's gone. You
No.
want me to hit it?
No.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I can. There, I
Can
can
you do
skip
it?
a little
Right.
bit.
It's in purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring that up, and you'll see Clowny and stuff. So this is,
I don't think I've
Not the real name.
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
gonna
we're
pause it
afraid
real
it'll jinx
fast.
it.
So we're in Andrea Perron's old bedroom where she was growing up, and this is the actual Conjuring house in Harrisville, Rhode Island. Rhode Island. That's our clown that we take everywhere.
It's called the House on Round Top Road.
At the farm, I think, right?
There's our Clowny.
There's Clowny.
He's
Clowny
everywhere.
looks white because of the IR.
It looks like a blob over on
Doesn't
the
it?
video.
Yeah, that's Clowny.
Looks like some alien form.
It does.
It does. I got Clowny laying there, and that's a REM pod, a custom REM pod that our friend Shannon that had invited us brought. Right, so she's got her REM pod. It's a very cool looking REM pod. Looks like a planchette, and her husband MJ is like, "Hey, man, what's with the clown?"
Yeah, we goof on him.
He was like freaked out by the clown, and somehow we turned that into the song "Send in the Clowns," and the box more or less tries to sing the song with us, and seems to like when we talk about that. So let me play some of that for you.
All right, staying up here it is.
What's that counting?
Yeah, I heard that.
That is, I'm sorry, that is my S box.
Oh.
Because it has a defect.
Oh.
And it will make it a lot. At the time, we're like, no, we're afraid it'll jinx it.
Yep.
And I should have returned.
Something that somebody else heard. They're like, nope, that was totally me. My watch is doing this weird thing right now. I don't know why it's doing it.
I don't know, familiar with it. Gets on the recorder and everything. It's annoying.
You put a cat ball on the clown doll?
I did.
Wow, you are really asking for it.
I like the clown.
All right, well, that sounds good for you.
Trigger object.
You do realize that clowns are kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just check it.
Chris had grown up with very bad.
I should have clownophobia.
Story. Yeah.
I don't think I have
Not the real name.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't think I have clownophobia. I just, given a choice of hanging out with clowns or not, I'm cool without clowns.
Oh, I had a childhood experience with the clowns.
And was it positive?
No.
No.
Jesus.
Not at all.
That's why I'm.
They wanted to kill my parents.
What the fuck? Like, why? Then why are you asking about clown dolls, man? Why you gotta go there?
I'm trying to figure out why the clowns. Send in the clowns.
Okay, I am down with that reference. I will Frank Sinatra. Or did Judy Garland sing that one?
I think it was Judy Garland.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Well, Frank made it popular. It was Stephen Sondheim was the original song.
If you're setting off the planchette, can you touch the cat ball? This little clear ball on the clown? It does. Do you like Send in the Clowns too? Send in
Isn't it rich?
I don't think it's
real.
You don't know, honey. It's like,
they do.
no.
They like the singing.
It's like my children. Dad, no.
Send in the clowns.
Are we a pair? It's like a duet.
That's awesome.
Look at us now, here at last.
Send in the
You
clowns.
in midair.
I don't know the words.
Send in.
But you know what I could do?
Dirty water?
Nope. I could play the Send in the
Boston,
Clowns.
you're my home.
No.
That's pretty cool.
You get excited?
I'd say we're going to play the song and it gets excited.
Make sure you get the Frank version.
No, Judy.
I gotta take it out of airplane mode. Might set off a K2.
What thing's beeping?
Which one?
The heart, yeah.
Well, that always kind of fades. But it has been going off, yes. Every time you hear that, bzzz, that's it going off.
What era was Send in the Clowns from?
Well, Sondheim probably wrote it in the 50s. Sinatra recorded in the 50s.
And
That ain't a kid. That ain't a kid.
Damn YouTube.
Never mind. Never mind. That's the one.
Oh my
That's the Frankie one.
do you like the song?
Damn! This was my grandma's song.
Really?
Well, Sinatra was my grandma's singer. She was huge, Frankie fan.
Do you know the words? Isn't it
It's-
real? Are we a pair?
And you made it.
Can you sing it with us?
It's like it's trying to sing it. All right, I'll kill that, but you get the idea. This goes on for quite a while, and it seems to get even more and more
Into the song. It gets into the song. Yep.
And then we're asking it stuff like, did you have a breakup? And this was your breakup song, and it would,
Yeah. It's awesome. It was like one of the best moments. Like
it seemed very emotional.
Yeah,
it was like crazy.
But it was,
So that was fun.
Yeah.
So do you know who it was?
No,
We don't know who it was. We had
some theories,
suspected,
but
yeah.
we don't know exactly.
No.
Do you think it was?
With a public place like that, there's a lot of people in and out.
It could be something somebody brought in.
Right.
Yeah. But you got to think like the 70s too, Andrea and her sisters, lived there. So back then, maybe, something to do with that. I don't know. It was pretty cool though. It was an interesting experience and definitely a cool property. Very interesting energy there. As soon as you drive up, it feels different.
Yeah, most definitely.
And you guys got to spend the whole night there, huh?
We were there through the night. Yeah, we didn't sleep, but yeah, we were there pretty late, early in the morning. Yeah, Victoria mentions sister had passed, and that was one of our theories, but we don't know. We didn't confirm or get any kind of confirmation about that. But it was just interesting at the time.
Really interesting.
Seemed to perk up with the clown, sending the clowns. So
Brandon's back.
Hi, Brandon.
Happen to have Clowny. So Clowny's been a few places.
That guy that does stuff.
The guy that does stuff.
Hello, Monomi.
I'm a gnome host.
The man behind the curtain. The wizard.
I sent you a picture of something that I got. Did you see it?
To my Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
bag of gnomes.
The
chocolate gnome. I had to get it for you.
A bag of gnomes.
We were out buying candy one night and we saw those gnomes. I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
Still burning about that.
Showing Brandon.
I'll have to send you some. They're quite good. They got peanut butter in them.
I've got peanut butter in me, so I get it.
Got chocolate in your peanut butter.
How you feeling?
That chocolate. Better today, man. The coughing has gone away. For those of you that don't know, I've been battling pneumonia. Well, me and my wife have both been battling pneumonia, but I finally feel better. So
that's good.
I don't look
Yeah, you
much
don't.
better.
It's not too bad. You're going the right direction with it.
I didn't expect my close-up, Mr. Director.
Well, if you got the rouge on right, you don't have the eyeliner though.
No makeup.
Moulin Rouge.
Not enough, and you could have had your lashes done and everything.
Well, just like my sister Katie, I don't have my fake lashes to put on.
And she always says that too. She goes, "I don't have my lashes on." Like, girl, you look good anyway. But how's Anna
sometimes you'll
feeling?
put those big ones on and it looks like an 18-wheeler tire that blew out. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Right.
I don't know how people walk around. But how is Anna feeling? How's your wife feeling? Sorry, Craig.
That's it.
She's on the mend. She's still got that nasty cough, but she's getting better.
Oh, I hope she feels better soon.
Yeah.
God.
Is that a green screen behind you?
Right now it's red, actually.
No, but I mean, is
Red rum.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's
have
like
a lot
magic.
of.
That is really cool.
I've done a lot of upgrades to the studio. So
Good.
like I got the brand new mic. I got a brand new camera.
Oh, I like the mic.
We're
You
rocking
see
and
it? Yeah.
rolling.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
It's a it's a Yeti, which is like one step under one of the Shure mics.
Yeah, Yeti has a bear behind him. The other night when we were talking to you, you weren't on the camera, and we could just see the bear and the bear woman, which I like. Well, look, Brandon is a bear woman.
I don't know. There she is. Pick your
Very
nose.
cool.
Pick your...
We like that.
That's for Shaman
I
Sundays.
didn't know that I was going to be on the Mariner of Spirit tonight. Sorry, I don't even have a hat.
Oh, that's you know what? Is you popped up there? You pop up, then you're coming on.
That's
Awesome.
That's awesome.
No, here's my favorite one. The Marine Corps gnome.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Throwing hand grenades, probably.
Actually, is he? No, he's putting his acorn hat on.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought every
Must have.
Marine had a built-in hand grenade in their head.
That's in our ass.
Pull the pin.
The holy hand grenade of Antioch.
That yes.
Right. You shall count to 3.
Continue in the direction. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberry.
Do you know, Chris? I'm sure you know what it means, but do you know what that means? Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Do you know what he's actually saying?
No.
Your mother's a whore and your father's a drunk.
Oh yeah, the elderberry. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah. And hamsters would, copulate.
They do copulate a lot, much like that.
So that's it. That's the British humor of your mother's a whore and your father's a drunk.
Right. Or French, perhaps, right? Because they were the French.
Oh
thing.
yeah, it would be French.
Yeah.
Shit, we're playing this all the time.
I fought in your general direction.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So the Holy Grail is coming back out in select theaters across the country this month.
No kidding.
I'm gonna,
Mm.
yeah, I'm going to go see it with
Yeah,
Dark
to do
30
that,
Paranormal.
that trip as well.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna be all over the place.
Oh, that'll be good.
Thanks for
That'll be
having me on.
Anytime.
It's awesome having
I'm
you.
gonna go. I'm gonna
Good to
go
see you, man.
do
Glad you're
stuff.
feeling better.
Yeah, we're glad you.
Yeah,
You,
thank you.
man, it's dope.
Thank you very much.
Glad you were here.
And, Victoria, December 3rd and the 6th only are the showings for.
The third. It's my birthday.
That's his birthday. His
That's
birthday
Sunday.
is Sunday.
Dude, there you go.
I
I
mean,
think you need to go see the Holy
24.
Grail on the big screen.
Again.
I think that maybe that has to do with the show.
That's that's when the Holy Grail will be playing December 3rd and the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if it's playing in my little podunk town here in South Carolina, it's got to be playing near you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Might be at the drive-in.
It might be. We've got a drive-in
Yeah.
over here.
Ooh.
God.
And they sometimes open up in the winter for certain events.
Yeah.
So we'll have to check.
You guys will have frosted windows.
Yeah. No.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I'll tell you
up.
a story about it real fast.
You guys have to see this. I know.
It's called the Rustic Drive-In. And when I was a kid, this looked like, or it didn't look like, it was a porn theater. And they didn't have nice things on their screens. There's 3 screens, and you can see the screens from the road. And I would drive by with my parents when I was a little kid, and I'd see like boobs bouncing, like on like this main road, and like, oh my god, like first time I saw boobs. Well, maybe the second.
That one's good.
This
I
one,
was gonna.
No.
I'm going to share a
say,
picture of it because the picture is
Let me
very
see. Oh, with the
relevant.
boobs.
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
There's no
We're
Bigfoot in
not
the
going.
movie.
No.
Aw.
No Bigfoot in the movie.
Big screen in the baby.
So I get a good picture of it here. That one's not bad.
That one's good.
All right, yeah, let me share something with you. So they never changed the sign since it was a porn theater, and later it would become family friendly in like the 1980s or 90s. And oh, wrong thing. Let me
Went
share
ahead
this
and
with
killed
you.
a good thing.
No, not that.
Porn
Sorry.
outside theater. I'm just not wrapping my head around that.
You've
Or
never-
my legs. I just won't get it. Never been to a drive-in.
You've never been to a drive-in?
Oh, really? So you
Wow.
park your car, they got a giant screen. In this case, they got 3 of them. They run, it's a great deal. It's like $20 and you go there and they've got, you get to see a couple movies on whatever screen you pick. So there is the sign for it that still stands today. And if you
Who's
look
that?
close
Yeah.
at the shape of the sign,
Mhm.
it heralds back to its days as a pornographic drive-in. Where it says rustic drive-in there in the blue, maybe cloud, it is a bit phallic, and there's a large white sort of sack-like looking thing behind it where they list the movies.
God.
So there is.
And
You
that
can't unsee it.
it was actually Tim Weisberg that pointed this out to us. Now, I have driven by this, 1,000 times and it never occurred to me. He says, yeah, I know the rustic drive-in. It's got the big dick sign.
And we looked at it, we're like, oh my
Never
God.
looked at it again the same way. So when you're in Rhode Island, there's a landmark for you. You can go by it on your way to the Conjuring House.
I'm gonna have to do this. Gotta get
Silence,
my
radio
picture.
silence.
I
That's
just gotta get my
amazing.
Picture like under the ball.
Yeah.
But that's not a ball.
That's where they list the movies. It's a big sign.
Yeah.
You drive
it's
into
large.
the drive-in right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you'll be able to fit
it's a
over there.
large. It's a large. Becky Evans says her birthday is Monday, December 4th. Happy birthday, Becky.
Happy birthday,
That's
Becky.
awesome.
Oh,
Birthday.
Becky.
Another Sagittarius out there.
And Carol Garcia said happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
I guess I could pull some.
When is your birthday, Chris?
The 3rd. So it's Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. We're gonna have to go see Monty Python. We're gonna see if that's playing
Yeah.
anywhere.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Like I said,
I
if
love
it's
that.
playing here in this
Love
little podunk town, it's gotta be played
Classic.
at a theater near you.
Yep.
Victoria says they have rooftop theaters in Fort Worth.
It's just a bunny rabbit.
Run away.
Run away.
How they do that.
The shopping pointy teeth like this.
And they're blind as bats.
It's,
Oh no.
it's AMC theaters only.
That's not us.
I think we have an AMC. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll look.
do.
We'll Google search it. That would be a fun thing to
If
do.
it's anywhere within like 30 miles, that would be worth the trip.
We'll make the
Becky.
trek.
Especially on your
I
birthday.
haven't seen it from start to finish in quite a while.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean,
with
well,
what
do you bring
I
like
like.
burnt toast and water guns and rice, or is that a different movie?
That's different, Brandon.
Oh, okay, different movie. All right. I didn't know if there was a sweet transvestite from France. In the movie.
Let me
Is it circus?
I don't
let
know.
me men-
I don't know.
Mention, please.
From
Yes.
transsexual.
I'm going to go ahead and mention everybody that's in the chat. We have
I think
Carol
you might want
Garcia,
to before
Victoria
they leave.
Mending. Yep, Anthony. We have Linda Kruger, Stephanie Beatty, Kimmy Paul Corpse.
Give me corpse.
Give me corpse. Mike Mowry says, Wawa kumquat buddy.
Yeah, Wawa, come to you, brother.
Barbara
That's
Woodbury
inside joke
Spear.
that, he and I now have.
Carol, Crystal Hills is here. Adriana
Crystal
Trudel.
Hill. Devastating housewife.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while. Maybe 2 weeks. No, last week. Becky Evans again. And Mike Mowry.
Yeah.
And
I'm
thank
glad
you all
you got
for
to
being
jump on that tonight, Greg.
Oh,
Wednesday,
I,
in a little while.
That was a lot.
I didn't think it was ever gonna let. It was ever gonna end. We had one Wednesday night.
3 minutes or something going through the
Brandon,
end.
we had one Wednesday
Right.
night. It must have been 100 long. At least.
That's why I went
What
to
do you-
bed.
That's why I went to bed. Thanks.
There's nothing to produce on the Wednesday night show.
There's a point where you just go,
You know?
I'd like to thank everybody in the audience tonight. Have a good night.
I have a
Thank
I
you,
have a
everybody.
picture
Tip your
to show-
waitresses. Good night.
good night.
Yeah. Be a waitress.
I have a picture to show you though of something that I'm thinking of for the outro. But we'll wait.
Is now the time for that, Greg?
No, probably not.
Okay.
I could probably show it to you tomorrow.
Does this seem appropriate?
No, I
Yeah,
can't
there's
because
always-
tomorrow afternoon.
We flew in from Europe to make this interview.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. That's why we're going to keep it going.
Okay. It's fun. We love coming on, having fun with you.
I don't
Yeah.
care. You're the
Guys,
last.
Oh,
You're the last show of the evening, so keep it on. Keep on. And
Yeah,
our
we don't
show,
have
ladies,
any-
We should focus on Chris and Kristen. They're the
we
true
don't have any
talent here.
outro anyway.
It's okay.
Great.
I'm telling
They
you.
they came all the way over from Rhode Island just to be on here.
We're from Rhode Island. We podcast in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
We do all the voices. That's how people talk here. It's crazy.
They have that big antenna tower in their backyard, and it's got
They
that
can't
big.
drive. Driving is the worst in the country. It's right here in the smallest state in the union. People are just like driving like this, they drive banging
don't
off each
care.
other, banging off the medians.
They do not care. It's awful.
They swear too. That's why all the ghosts swear, and we get all those dirty EVPs saying "F you."
It's all about the
Yeah,
driving.
they're still driving in their afterlife.
They
That's some shit.
They still want you to get out of that lane.
I will tell you one thing that I saw. There was on SLS there were 2 spirits that were getting it on, and that gives me hope for the afterlife.
Yeah, hey, still,
You have to remember when we were at the Haygood Mill
that's great.
and we had the SLS on
Look
it.
at good roundabouts.
Roundabouts. They're rotaries, man. We had we put Wilson out our skull, and it literally picked up a spirit like having its genitals next to the mouth, like it was messing with us.
Yeah,
We picked up that entity. Like, what the hell?
was that the haunted Haygood Mill?
Yeah.
What's going on with that, Brandon? Do you have a date for that next year?
I do have a date. March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
Nice.
Excellent.
But I have no sponsors.
Ah,
Womp womp.
Oh,
So I'm going to try to pull it off if I can. Yes. Thank you.
that was awful. You do that.
Yes.
We'll figure something out.
you'll have some.
Stop playing with the board.
What kind of
It worked.
sponsors? What kind of
Huh?
sponsors did you have last year?
I had one. My main sponsor dropped about 70 grand. It cost me around $10,000 last year to pull it off.
Wow. Holy crap.
What are the
Hotel
sponsorships
alone
start at?
was $250 for sponsorships. $250 and up. But
Awesome.
at this point, I'm going to take whatever. 'Cause I want to
No,
pull it
what's
off.
up? What's up?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, and if anybody out there is wanting to sponsor, I mean, I throw in a lot of stuff to make the sponsorship worth it. Like, I don't like ripping people off. I don't do that, you know.
Your thing
So
was
I throw
awesome.
in
Yeah. You did an excellent job.
Wicked good Paracon.
Hmm.
wicked good roundabout.
Wicked good
Rotaries.
roundabouts.
Rotaries.
Wicked good Paracon.
Rotaries.
We had an absolute blast. We had a great time. Maybe too much fun.
Yeah.
No, we had a. I enjoyed when I was finally able to come down there and sit by the fire, but somebody had already gone to bed.
I am
Yeah.
sorry. I was wicked tired.
Becky was there.
Becky was
tired.
with you guys. Yeah.
Becky was with us.
Becky Evans.
We had a good time.
We were telling ghost stories. Greg, you missed it. We were telling ghost stories by a campfire. Beautiful
Yeah.
location.
And I mean, I'm gonna pull something off for March. Something will happen. It may not be as large as it was last year, but I'm gonna pull off something. So please come out and enjoy.
We'll be there. That's one we commit to. We had such a good time last year,
Yeah.
even though you're on the other side of the planet.
Right.
My
You missed
my
one from
daughter,
our
my
backyard,
daughter
man.
wanted to
We're from
know.
South Carolina. We're nuts.
My daughter wanted to know what was going on. I may be able to hook up with Becky if she's coming up from Alabama, but that's closer. I'm still too far west, aren't I?
I don't know. You should Google that.
Yeah, Google Maps,
Do Google Maps.
GPS.
Brandon, are you coming to the Hillview Manor with the Mafia? I don't think so. I don't have anything scheduled with them until next year. So I don't think I'll be back up that way till next year.
Where's Hillview?
Yeah.
It's up Pennsylvania area.
Is it really? Is it by Gettysburg?
I don't know. I've only been to Pennsylvania once as an adult. So
All the times I've been there, it's always been Gettysburg.
Yep.
I haven't been to Gettysburg as an adult.
Gettysburg Bash is a big to do
It's
each
a
year.
bucket list.
That's a big one. That's supposed to be a lot of fun. I don't know. We like the stuff. We enjoy it. We just like meeting friends and stuff too, and hanging out, and that's the best part.
Yes.
You know, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had a blast. So, Greg, you're gonna have to get your ass down there one way or another.
Well, and this year I have people backing me that I trust. That's going to help with the daily chores of the Paracon. So I won't be doing it all by myself this year.
Is Katie and
So-
KT going to be there?
Oh yeah, they're
helping
obligated. They don't have a
them?
choice.
Okay.
They're on the hook.
It's
Well,
it's kind of changed from.
We're definitely willing to help. Again, I think we hosted a cabin for you last time. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
We'd do anything, make it happen. Make it happen, Captain.
What were you going to say? You changed a,
Oh yeah,
a
we're
lot of.
gonna definitely have something.
If well, we had already talked about. I could go ahead and I could do the announcing, and I could go ahead and do live shows and things like that.
Probably have you do live
Talk about
shows.
some shit, too.
Our Haunted Lives is gonna come back and do the announcing and all that.
Yeah, they're very cool.
No.
Because they did. I mean, they did a great job. They're really cool. And I'm gonna try to have a podcast room this go around, so people can go live.
That would be great. That's a
That'd be
good
awesome.
idea.
Yeah,
You could
that's
set
something
up one place
something
with a
I'm working
decent
on.
Wi-Fi and do it. And we'd love to be part of that. And we might have something to promote by then. We have all kinds of ideas and things we're working on. And starting in January, we're going to hope to be promoting some of that stuff. And until it actually happens, I don't want to say too much.
We're not going to say
But
too much.
we've had a lot of experiences, and we have a lot of theories about what's happened around us, and recently some kind of cool spiritual stuff happening
Yes.
that has made us think a little differently about the afterlife and be comfortable with it. And I don't know, we're going to tie that up in some kind of documentary, a book or something. So hopefully we'll be promoting that, and it'll be very viable for everybody involved. Brandon is my favorite, Becky says.
Well, I
I'm her
hope Mike
favorite
is your friend.
supernaturally.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Becky, if you're not a psychiatrist, there is no hope for Brandon.
That's why I went. Lord.
He's not wrong. I've been in a psych ward or two.
Well, there's anybody that's been in the military has a psych.
Yeah, but I've done my East Coast tour. I've been psych wards, Florida, all the way up to New York.
You have. You went a lot of places this year,
Boy.
which is really cool.
Are you advancing? Are you advancing your speakers, or are you going to keep them the same? How many you got now?
So I had a preliminary list of speakers, but I'm going to go back and I'm probably going to change this list because without the sponsorships, I'm going to probably try to keep it local people because I can't afford to pay speaker fees plus travel and all that. So, but I have one Paraceleb that I'm working with to see, but I think I'm gonna try to keep it local. Because we have a lot of really good local people like Leatriana Brown from Repossessed is right an hour down the road.
Yeah,
and
she's
lovely.
Yeah, and we've got all kind of just people here. So why not do it local? And the only reason I did it last time, it was a bucket list thing. That was when I thought I was dying and the whole 9 yards. It was a bucket list. I thought it was going to be one and done. But people have enjoyed it so much that I'm doing my best to pull it off again. So it'll be something.
Yeah. Talk offline. Maybe we can sponsor something. Maybe we'll have something to promote and talk about.
Well, you know, I hope you kept me on the list.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. It doesn't make any difference.
Put him on that list.
Yeah.
Put him on the old.
It'd be good to finally see you in person.
Now.
Right.
And not just after.
You and Reggie.
After fight.
I don't know.
Get the car together.
I don't know if Reggie's gonna be able to make it.
He made it to Nolans.
Yeah.
Well, that was I think that was his big one, but
was that his bucket list?
Well,
I need to get to New Orleans. My wife and I, we're going next year. We're gonna go down there and we're gonna hook up with New Orleans Paranormal. And,
yeah.
With Jennifer.
We'll have some fun down there.
Tallies, yeah.
They're interesting
Jennifer,
folks.
She's such an amazing person.
We want to talk to them.
She's fun. Yeah.
I like that they bring in that kind of occult side. We do that as well. So we think we'd have a lot to talk about. And that's part of where our spiritual experiences are for. We were doing something actually when we got that EVP was a full moon, but the new moon before that, which was 2 weeks before that, we were in said cemetery doing some shadow work. And kind of, we're unconventional as far as spirituality goes. But we had this kind of really interesting experience. It's not a thing that's so much recorded. It was just a feeling, was overwhelming serenity occur while we were doing this stuff. The animals went wild. There was an owl just wouldn't stop, and that is recorded, and a goose, and then the coyotes all went.
In the back of us.
Mist formed around us. It was really crazy.
Awesome.
But the biggest, most intense part of that was that we didn't even want to ask questions or do any investigate. We were just like, this is amazing. It is so such a feeling of serenity. It's so serene. And it was. And the only time that's ever happened in my life, I was in a very bad car accident about 10 years ago. I went through a windshield, it bounced off a tree. I broke my femur, and somehow in shock, I got up and walked back to the car because I was like 10, 15 feet away from the car. I was looking up at the moon, and I wasn't in pain because my body was in shock. I was bleeding out, and I almost did bleed out. Thank God an ambulance, somebody heard the bang and called the police. I felt really serene. So what I feel from that is that the afterlife and death is really nothing to be scared of. That it's not going to be a painful or violent experience, even if something kind of violent happens to you. It's not so traumatic. And that is exactly what we felt in the cemetery. Having worked the ritual,
like we had hundreds of spirits.
Flipped the whole thing on the ear. It almost seemed insulting to go like, "What is your name?" and that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, that's how we.
Might be why we get so many that say "fuck you." We get our names a lot. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, we don't tell them. We don't introduce ourselves.
We got a ton of clips of them quite clearly saying our names. I'll play you a couple of those. We'll go a little.
Sure.
How's that sound? Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to play. This one.
everywhere.
Kristen Hospital.
So right there, you hear Kristen like 4 times. Actually, it says
Yep.
Kristen Johnson, Kristen,
Yep.
and that starts off by saying Chris Carr,
Chris Carr.
and then it goes
Yeah.
on to the Kristen Johnson stuff, which is I got
It's so
clips right
weird.
here.
It's like they know everything about us.
Oh, come on.
Kristen.
It's crazy.
Did that say dick?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It
Maybe
was referring to me if
translated.
it was. I don't know. We got like 5 different ones that all say Kristen. Like,
We have a
what
bunch
is
that
up
say
with that?
Chris Carr too.
The first time that we did anything together, because our story goes that I was into paranormal stuff and all that, like before Kristen ever got into it. She didn't like it because of her childhood experiences. I know a lot of you guys know that story, and her own place is kind of haunted, especially at that time, and things kept happening and moving about and kind of like flying off the fridge and
Stuff
kind of
was
weird
getting
stuff
thrown.
happening. And we did a 20-minute session and got 10 of it was EVP work and 10 of it was Spirit Box. And I don't know how many times we heard her name through it. Even in the EVP, it was Kristen. Like, what?
It's Hi Kristen.
She wouldn't listen to it for what, 3
3
weeks?
weeks. I did not listen to that because
She didn't want
I
to
was
hear it.
afraid. And yet I've been witchy all
I'm like,
my life. And so
Kristen,
I
you
know
got to hear
Kristen,
this.
but
Like 20 minutes. And, I was used to like being in the house the entire night to hear something go, hello. Listening to 18,000 hours of
38,000 hours
recordings.
of recordings and videos.
But together, like we seem to get a lot of data. So it's one of those things, and they certainly know her name. They seem to know mine as well. And it's interesting and why they would know that. But
yeah,
it's cool. We dig it.
I like it. I got to get off here.
Okay.
Thank you for staging. We appreciate that.
Oh,
I used to stage when Chris would enter and leave my house.
Right.
This was before I started into the paranormal.
No, that's just to my my antics.
I figured while I'm on here, I might as well like to say.
Might as well. That's what you got to do.
Well,
And you got to go ahead and push the product. Good night.
Push
Push
what?
the product.
What product?
What am I doing?
The Paracon.
Oh, yes.
I'm so listen.
I was thinking of something.
I have my anxiety has kicked in with this Paracon, so I don't really mention it much. But the Haunting at the Mill Volume 2 will be March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in Pickens, South Carolina, at the historic Hagen Mill site.
We'll be there. We're gonna
Camping.
talk offline, my friend, about it.
Yeah,
We want to help it.
we'll
We want to
have
go.
camping again. We've got RV spots. I don't have hookups, but we have RV spots. And
Camping is the way to go.
Yeah.
Guys, you want to sit by the campfire, tell them ghost stories, those roasted marshmallows.
Those marshmallows were amazing.
They
You
were.
don't have any electrical, do you?
I got oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's electric.
Yeah.
And
It's really
so
nice.
The
Right.
change from last year to this year, we will be putting the vendors where I had them finally on Sunday. So the vendors will all be in the
tent.
pavilion, and there
The
is
pavilion.
power out the wazoo in that place. So every vendor spot automatically comes with power. I don't know what size tables yet. Probably 6 to 8 foot tables for the vendors.
Can I drive the
last
golf
year.
cart?
Can I play in the El
Of course.
Baño?
Uh,
El Baño. That
Baño,
was the best bathroom ever.
Beautiful.
El
Unbelievable.
Baño.
Our campground. I
El
know.
Baño. El Baño.
Well, I
the
named
nickname.
it El Baño.
Yeah,
The bathroom.
and it's also a really cool place because it's got really nice recliners in there.
Recliners.
Yes.
You can take a nap.
Right, brother recliners. It's all cedar. It's gorgeous.
So that I could sleep in there.
Yes, you
We
can.
almost did.
We thought about it.
Oh yeah.
We almost did a lot of
It's
things
got
in El
heat.
Baño, but
Yeah, it's got heat. It's awesome. It's got showers, your own shower. Oh, it's awesome.
recliner in the bathroom. Becky
Yes.
says, and that's true.
What was that airport again?
You can fly into Greenville Spartanburg Airport if you are flying the what do you call it? It's just called GSP in the little airport code. That's only about 30-40 minutes from the venue. It'll be fun. I'm gonna have the same food vendor that I had last time with the shrimp and grits, and
Oh, that was so good.
and he'll be doing breakfast and coffee and stuff.
Excellent.
Oh, I will keep posting. I know for a fact we've got the Ghostbacker Miranda Young speaking. We have Greg Koss speaking.
Great.
Awesome.
Supernatural Inc. Obviously, Katie's gonna get ready to talk. I think maybe Austin will come again. Austin Maynard. He is the equipment manager for Nick Groff on Deathwalker.
Yeah, yeah.
He's awesome guy. So, I mean, I have enough to pull it. I don't know. I get nervous, man, because I want to put on such a good.
You want everything to be
affordable-
perfect.
Well, that, and I want it to be affordable. I want people to have fun. That's my main thing. I want you to come out, have fun, hopefully learn something, meet. Like, I want it to be a safe meet and greet environment, like it was last year. So, like, I just want it to go well. So
It will.
get a little
It
anxious.
will. Is the blacksmith going to be there as well?
Oh yeah, of course. He's
Yeah.
my mentor, so like he'll set up.
Awesome.
Hopefully, I'll have time to go over there and knock some trinkets out and make some stuff to sell.
Oh, that would be cool.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we'll have something to promote. Here, kind of just winging it with some crystal stuff last year.
And-
But I think we will. And like I said, we'll talk offline. And
yeah, we'll definitely talk. And I'll also probably have them run the mill again one of the days, so you can get like fresh grits and flour and stuff made from a mill that was built in the
Not that,
1800s.
no. That is so awesome. Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah. I mean, we can always promote our show, Bigfoot and the Bunny, and Dark Horse Paranormal Productions. Plug. Thursdays, wherever you get podcasts.
9 p.m. Eastern
9 p.m.
Standard Time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But we promote that. But it's just really just fun for our audience, and get to talk to some cool
Great
people.
show. It's like I love watching Bigfoot and the Bunny. Whenever I can slow down long enough to watch it, I got to watch
I
it the
know
other
it's
night.
tough, man. It's
So-
tough, and we mean no offense to any of our friends that maybe we haven't
Right.
seen your show in a while. It's just they're all busy doing stuff, and there's so many good shows, and we get on, we're jumping one to another, and we see people doing
The same
doing
thing.
the same thing, and hopefully we're all putting out some good information for people and having a good time.
That's what we
Yeah.
want. We want everybody to have a good time. We don't, we're serious with what we do, but
Exactly.
we also want to have, a good
There's
sense of
research
humor.
involved as well.
There's a lot of research.
You follow our stuff. It's not all just like, oh,
Yeah, no.
goes.
Oh,
Ooh, big feet. Why is it Bigfoot? He has 2 legs, 2 feet. Why is it not big feet?
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
feet, the bunny.
I wonder if he just doesn't reflect light well, and that's why the photographs are blurry. I don't know.
He's a vampire?
No, he's a predator.
He might be like Predator. It might be just some kind of
Dude.
made of some sort of material that doesn't
You're
reflect
one
light well.
ugly mother.
I don't know. I have yet to see Bigfoot. We just like the name
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
from an
Great
inside
name.
joke.
Yeah.
Inside.
Thank
Yes.
you. I think we're
Maybe
going to stick with
give him
that
some
a lot.
bunnies.
It's more memorable too.
Yeah, people do
Yeah.
have said things like, well, I just like the name.
Yeah. A lot. They've said that a lot.
Connor Randall told us that. He did like the year he was promoting Hellier, he did like, I don't know, 3 or 4 interviews that I've been able to find. And we were one of them. We were wondering how we even got him. He's just like, oh, I just like the name. Like, all right.
Okay.
And that was a few years ago, like Hellier was just coming out. So, which we
Well, the
liked.
first time I ever found out about you guys, I was just looking for a podcast, and it was the name that pulled me in.
See that?
See? Well, we have a project in the works, and this is going to take us a while though, because we're researching that as well, and that's going to be the name of it.
Yeah. When we start these things, we get lofty, but the whole idea of even doing the show seemed like a lofty idea. And here we are talking on your show.
Right?
So, yeah. Great.
So,
Anything can
I
happen.
think- I'm pretty sure I said I had to go like 5 minutes ago.
You did.
But
was
he's
saying
so
goodbye.
interesting and such charismatic people that I just want to stay in your presence.
Oh,
that's why they're on.
I'm blushing. That's so sweet.
You know,
Thank
they're
love
they're
talking to
awesome. They've been awesome for me for all the time that I've known them.
Thank
They've
you.
been
That's
they've
very
been
sweet.
very open and honest, and
Like, for really, if you've never seen their show, please tune in on Thursday, 9 p.m.
what the hell
It's
was that?
well worth the
I
watch.
think it was Mothra.
What is that?
I swear it was Mothra.
Would you
I
say-
did see it. I'm right with you.
Was that a moth?
Yeah.
I don't. I
What
missed.
is there a moth doing down there?
I don't know.
Where was that moth?
The moth was. You have to watch this back. The moth was behind Greg.
Oh,
I think it was the moth. It moved weird.
It was by the light.
Yeah. So
maybe it was a
Right
freaking
there.
owl.
a freaking owl.
No, it wasn't the owl. And there's nothing here that would.
Wasn't it orb? I've only seen like
Dust.
two
That's
real
dust.
orbs.
That's Godzilla.
Zero.
My favorite, Gamera. It's a turtle.
Go
Yes, it
Godzilla.
was the turtle.
Yes.
Yeah, the turtle.
Yes. Creature double.
Turtle,
feature.
turtle.
I would
Turtle,
go to
turtle.
Frogzilla.
Oh no.
Frogzilla. Frogman.
Frogman.
Frogman's a cryptid.
Okay.
I actually crank called the show. That's all.
You gotta tell them how this started because it was Brandon.
No, it's before that. A long time ago, I crank called Spooky South Coast.
Oh, that's right.
This Tim Weisberg show has been on forever, and he's a real inspiration for anybody doing this sort of stuff because he was doing it a million years ago, and it was awesome. And they were having to dial in because we had phones then. I think Art Bell was still on the radio, and I dialed in and just asked them if they had, I dialed in as the Frogman. The cryptid.
Nice.
Yes. So that
So
was
he forgets
I
about
sent
it.
to the Jerky Boys.
He forgets about it.
The paranormal.
You know,
Barbara.
I may be unveiling a call-in feature on my show within the next month or two, so that might be something fun.
That would be cool.
Well,
we still have phones. We don't do it a lot. Like we've brought people on by sending them links and that kind of thing. And it end up with like a ridiculous amount of people on the show and everybody talking over each other. But a call-in would be nice on the age like Art Bell.
Yes.
Open lines. We put some shows out if we don't have a guest and we just want to talk
Open
to people.
lines.
We use that. Open lines comes from Art Bell, who is the master. And
Well,
wow.
and I just found out
Yeah,
one of my
it is,
soundboards,
and that's for sure.
I can actually connect my cell phone to.
Oh,
So I give out my Google number. They can call directly that Google number, and I can plug it straight in. I just got to learn it a little bit more before I put it out on the show. But yeah, and it was Art Bell inspired. I was like, I've always wanted a call-in show because of Art Bell.
Open lines.
Open lines.
Some of the best stories on Art Bell were from the audience, and they
Now,
would come on. And,
yeah, but then you bring trolls into it,
I don't care.
and those trolls are just to shoot. I can't remember. I think it was one of Anthony's shows that we were on. That all of a sudden, this guy just comes on, and he is just nasty. He was just a potty mouth.
You
and
kick him.
a potty mouth.
Yeah, it's easy.
You got the power.
Kick it.
Click.
You got the power.
See ya.
And
Well,
it was
see,
like-
I like trolls. I love trolls because I will troll the troll. The Marine Corps comes out in me, and I could say things that would make, a hooker blush. So I just bring it. I bring it.
Yep.
So I love trolls.
Yeah, it's really not an issue, Greg. You can do that.
Yeah.
Open lines. Open
Yeah.
lines, baby.
But enough about me. I'm going to get off here. I can't get out of your gravitational pull, Chris and Kristen.
Oh goodness.
But
He's
yeah,
in
I
a
gotta
dive.
go. I got some pies in the oven. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, man,
We
great
love
to see
you.
you.
Good to see you guys. Bye, Greg.
See you later. Take it easy, Brandon.
He's great.
Take it
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
I can get it.
He's
What
great.
awesome-
We do look forward to that
Yeah.
Paracon for sure. And
He's
you
an
should
awesome
keep
guy.
going.
Well, Chris had forgot about that Frogman incident, and then it came up when we drove from Rhode Island to the Paracon
In South Carolina.
South Carolina, and it took us 18 hours. And we drove straight through, and
we stopped to pee and stuff
like 5 times because we're old, but
and just stretch because the body is not what it used to be.
But it was funny
So-
because I was so tired, and all I kept seeing on the highway was like ponds full of ducks, and I just started quacking like a duck for like an hour. And then Chris
That's
is bringing in the frog man, and we're just laughing our asses off because we're so deliriously tired.
By the end of it, we were so overtired. We were just talking like this. Do the duck, and I'll do the.
That's all we were doing.
10
to each
minutes
other.
of that. You know, just.
Then you got to the Paracon and try to talk. People come up and
Yeah,
hey! It's like bang, 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 bang.
I'm like, wow, I'm just so out of my mind, tired.
It was the horns. Oh, the horns were like, oh my God, you look like terrible. You look like hell. But just sit down. We'll put your.
We had a
for
great
you.
time though. Bill Metz was an awesome host for us.
Lynn Monet's.
Yes.
Have you talked to Lynn? Have you
I guess I reversed that, but yeah.
Have you talked to her?
I have. She texted me, and she's doing well. She's just offline. She's sad, so I'm just going through emotional stuff. Her sister and everything. So.
Okay, well,
pretty young there.
I don't want to bother her.
And Becky.
And then the same thing with
Lee.
With
oh, sorry, Greg.
Stop it.
I had coffee today.
Your old neighbor, Mary.
Won't you be
Anne Marie?
Oh, Anne Marie.
Yeah, Anne Marie.
Said her, Anne Marie Young.
Yep.
She's not my old neighbor. She's my cousin.
I felt bad because about a week ago I said I was going to call her, and I didn't call her, and it was just because I got so friggin' busy.
Open lines. Give it a number.
Yeah, there you go.
Send her a link.
Seriously, she'll talk to you. Yeah, she's doing well.
You want to hang around a little bit? Do you think she'll?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
if
what she's
she's
up to. I
not
don't
on
see
the
her in the
yeah, if she's not
audience,
in the
so.
chat. She's in bed. Probably.
She's probably in bed.
Yep.
She has some early night.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know. I've been up with Reggie to hours that I don't think I've been up since I was like about 22.
Good God. We've done those.
I don't want to see any sunrises.
Oh.
I don't need any of that. And I have this a CPAC machine.
Sure.
A small one. And it's I just got it like 2 weeks ago. And it's great, except I have to have everything ready to go, because when I go into the room, I don't want to just hit the bed. I have to plug everything in.
Oh.
I get a clapper, Greg.
You know what?
A clapper. Remember the clapper?
Clap on.
Clap on, clap off.
Yes.
Yeah. Get a clapper. Clapper for your CPAP.
You think that
A
would work?
CL PAP.
Clapper.
Clap PAP.
I will be glad when I get through this breakfast with Santa Sunday morning. Okay. Because then I'll be back to a regular schedule, and hopefully I'll be back to normal. But I've had some issues with my neck's been so bad that Donna, I don't know if you know who Donna is in the chat.
Yeah, we do. You said she was sending you some energy, and it was working. For you.
And it was, in the last time it was 24 hours, but now I've had a real bad day today. And she was on the chat earlier, and I didn't want to bother her.
Yeah.
And then I'll just take, a couple more pills, but I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have to worry about doing that anymore.
Alexa, turn on my CPAP, Victoria says.
Alexa.
Good night,
She could
Victoria.
turn
We
in
love
as
you.
well. But good night. I got to catch up. And I'm going to play some more EVPs to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Just cause.
Vicky.
People like EVPs. This one's really easy to hear too. This is probably our best EVP. And just to set it up, you probably already know this story, but maybe somebody out there hasn't heard it. Krista and I were having a lot of activity at this time in our own homes. And she was at her house. I was at mine where I was living at the time. and I have her on the phone. I got her on speakerphone, and we're setting up. We're going to do a spirit box session, but we haven't got that far. So we're putting this, and when you hear us like talking about the black boxes, and you're going to hear this kind of like tick, 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 tick sound. It's not a spirit box. It's the recorder, the Tascam, which I don't know where it is, but it's around here somewhere. Our field recorder is a very nice field recorder, being overdriven. And there was no reason for it to be overdriven. And we know how to use it. I've had it for, a decade or more, maybe.
Was it a 4?
What do you mean? Was it a 4?
Is it is that the model number or 4?
It's a DRO5.
It's a 5.
Yeah, it's a
So
DRO5. So it is a
okay.
5. It's not the new 5. They've changed it, since I got the old model. But it was new at the time. I did buy it new.
That's a friggin' awesome machine.
It's a great recorder, and you hear it being overdriven, but you're going to hear a voice say, "I'm going to say it," and that's not us. And there's nobody home in either one of our homes, and it's very clear. So let me play that for you.
Or this box or that box.
Yeah. So you hear that? I'm going to say it.
That's our best EVP.
That's Kristen. Here it comes.
Or this box or that box.
Wow, that's pretty freaky.
Isn't it freaky?
Right. And as before we got our session going, it also called possibly me an asshole. And this is kind of funny too. Yeah. I think this happened first.
It did.
We're setting up to do the session. I just got her on speakerphone, and I thought she said something. And I just go, "Yep." It goes, "Asshole," and I go, "Yep."
Yeah. Okay. So I have the recorder going.
Okay.
Putting on my glasses.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear it? It's almost like cartoon sounding. Asshole. I go, "Yeah." And you
is that the recorder shifting like that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it the only time we notice it does that is when it gets touched.
It's getting stuff.
Spirit.
It's gotten touched a lot by spirit, and it's one of the things it'll do. Yes. We'll see the overdrive light just start blaring,
and we go.
Like I think because it's been through a lot, and there's no reason, there's no change in the volume of the room, and we'll just see it start blinking. And usually there's an EVP or some kind of artifact now on the recorder. Yep. And it's words, the thing just clearly is calling me an asshole, and I'm like, "Yep." And then I'm setting up stuff, And
then she comes over right after that and says, "I'm gonna say it."
I'm gonna say it.
And it's like, oh my God.
That was in our house.
Yeah.
So we're pretty haunted by ourselves. We don't really need to go anywhere, which is one of the things we've learned. But we've also learned how to kind of protect our space and keep the, crazy.
At bay.
At bay.
Yes. We know how to protect ourselves and houses and things.
Yeah. Teaching people how something we want to do.
Yeah.
I have been looking, and that's one of the things that I do want to replace because my recorder's a little Olympus. I don't know where the heck it is. It's around here somewhere, but it's a small one. It's only about that thick, and it's about this high. And the buttons are really small, so my fingers overrun the buttons.
Sure.
And plus, with what's going on with me, that makes it a lot harder for me to go ahead and be able to operate it efficiently.
Something like a field recorder, like the Tascams and the Zooms, would probably be better for you. It'd be good to go look at them. They sell them in music stores, so you could go to a music store where they sell instruments a lot of times, like a Guitar Center or something like that. If you have one of those around you.
Yeah.
They're made to record like music and bands and live music and that sort of thing. One of the new Tascam models has 4 tracks. So it's 2 stereo tracks. It's got its wonderful built-in microphones. And it also has a place to plug in additional microphones with like an XLR, like the large style jack. And you can put like a Zoom mic or something into it and have it all record it and split the tracks up later and play them back. You could do a whole room that way. We have another Zoom recorder we use that is kind of like that. It can do this kind of 360 thing. We'll put it in the center of a room that we're working in, and it gets like a 360 scope, very, very clear recording that gets broken down into a couple different tracks, and we can go back and listen to that as well.
We have a tape recorder.
And we have like an old school cassette recorder, but I had a hell of a time with that. I got it on Amazon, and it's supposed to convert the cassette to MP3 for you on the fly, and it's never really worked right. So I don't want to.
I have a Walkman from when I was working at the post office. That's got a built-in cassette on it.
That's Carol's asking me. I got it on Amazon, Carol, and I really don't recommend it because the MP3 part has never worked right. Sorry, go ahead, Greg.
And that's what I was going to go ahead and use, but it's out there somewhere, and I don't know where it is. I have areas set up for all the bait, all my fishing stuff is like 1/4 of the garage, and it's my spray booths and all the things for my fabrications for putting baits together and everything are all out there, and I haven't used this stuff in 2 years now. The brushes have to all be cleaned, and I have to get back on it, but in there is that old Walkman, and that was the only thing that was keeping me from buying another recorder. But have you seen any on eBay?
Sometimes. This one I believe came from eBay. It's the older model, and this is the one that'll do a room. They have a newer model of this, and this is the Zoom H2. I think the new one might be called the H4, and it has a set of mics on each side, and it can create a 360-degree recording experience, and I believe it'll break it down into two different tracks, two stereo tracks that you can put in like an Audacity, or what if you use Gold Wave. I'm not sure what you use. And this is kind of nice. You can put a windscreen on it. It's got a stand. There's a couple new features in the newer model, but for the most part, they're very similar. And you can stand this up like on a table, say in the center of a room, and have people in the room and capture everything that happens.
That's why it's great to have you on, because you guys are always up to date on all this stuff, and I'm like right now I'm like Fort Apache.
You're not.
Not at all. And we like other stuff too. I was telling you about working with the pendulum. Like that's something I did a very long time ago, and I'm pretty good with the pendulum. So we may bring that back for your Spirits Connect show as a way of confirmation, because you like that, and we were talking about it, but I couldn't find it before the show, right?
Yeah.
And I got to start working with that a little bit more.
And then the what am I trying to say? The rods.
Yeah.
Oh, the dowsing rods. Yes.
Yeah, I've made dowsing rods. I sold a few sets of these things. I may make some more. Here's some here, and these are copper, and they work very well. Is another good tool, and it's something we can do. If we do, I think we are going to do Brandon's show. I may make up some more. These are handmade, and if you guys are interested in that, we do different bands on them. We do some kind of funky colors and some kind of cool stuff.
That's leather that's on there now, and it's
the
leather one of the
these are like leather, little padded.
So that's just to keep the circuit from you influencing it.
Well, yeah, it's like I think they call it a psychomotor response. When you're doing pendulum or dowsing on a thing where you're holding it, there is some part of you, I think, that knows the answer in your subconscious. And I've spent a great deal of time trying to keep a pendulum still, so I'm not a shaky hand pendulum guy, and I can do that. And I can also kind of move it if I think about it, and my hand won't appear to move, and I get that thing swinging if I want. But that connection that, you build with it, it starts to kind of take on a life of its own. And I can feel it. If we ask a question out loud, and I think there's something to that rather than just thinking about it, but saying it out loud, and I'll feel it kind of pull on my finger, like in different directions. And that's when I feel like it's working and giving me kind of legitimate answers.
It's almost like your body channeling instead of your mind.
Yeah, I think it is in some subconscious, some like micro muscles or something, but they get triggered and it just kind of happens in a place in your mind that's different than your rational, logical self.
Do you both feel that since you guys have been on the show, the Wednesday show, One Spirit Connect, do you feel that you're stronger as far as your gifts are concerned?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
it
good.
does. It makes it
It's practice in a way.
yes,
right?
absolutely.
We're doing it in a group mode, which is, we usually are doing these things by ourselves or with each other. And it's nice to have that in a group, and we get to try different things. One thing we haven't used in a while that I liked was using the binaural beats in with our spirit box. And I like the concept of that a lot. And it's something we want to use. And you need to use headphones when you do that. So in like a public investigation format, that's not that helpful.
Right.
But in your headphones, there's a slight pitch difference, and that's what syncs your brain into like a theta state. And we've talked about that. I believe it's like 4 to 7 megahertz when your brain gets in that state. It's kind of like an in-between wake and sleeping state.
Hypnagogic, hypnopompic
state is when a lot of this stuff happens. And you see this in ufology, you see this in the occult side of things. It's very much they're really ahead of a lot of the paranormal peeps. Parapsychology looks at that. Shamans do this. They'll shake their shakers, rattles, and so many times a second. And it's something that I'd like to talk to Brandon about. And if he's still on, maybe confirm that.
Yeah.
And I think it's like 4 to 7 times a second. If you're sitting there doing that real fast, it starts to slow the brain down. So you can go into those modes, and it's in those modes that psychic ability seems to happen.
It's like the Om, that they
meditating, right?
Meditating.
You're meditating, you're getting yourself into those kind of states. Right. So we like binaural beats for that. And I've even made binaural beats. I sent you one of our river down the road here. And I set it up in a binaural sense. And if you listen to that through, you'll start to hear voices in that river. So it's about 20 minutes. You do.
Or...
It's your brain.
Now,
or
the other question pertaining to the show on Wednesdays is, do you think that we should extend the amount of time of the show?
I don't know. That's up to you.
Yeah, that's your call.
Well, I'm curious because, we've been running on the average now of almost an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to bump it up to 2?
I would like to try it and see what happens, because then we could take our time, and we could discuss in between the sessions exactly what happened.
And I think, you'd be more analysis. We can lose a lot of time talking about what happened before the next one starts, and it probably would make sense.
Yeah.
If you have the ability to do the time to go that far.
It
was really tough to fit it in an hour.
Yeah.
An hour wasn't enough.
Really. And we're picking up so much stuff that you have to go ahead and discuss it, because there's things that are even like you guys said about last Wednesday's show, that there were things that we didn't even discuss.
Right.
That were pretty important pieces of information that were on there.
Yes, because we were on with Greg afterwards, after the show, and we were talking about the correlations, and we forgot to say a couple of things that actually correlated. So, yeah, they were important. But I'm sure everybody can go and watch the show back.
Absolutely, and watching it back is cool, because when we watch it back, we get to see the session we missed when we were under.
Yeah.
And as well as hear more things in the session we actually heard. I always hear more stuff when I play it back.
So. Do you when you go and review yourself, How do you pick that up? How do you feel about your own self when you look at yourself and
When-
you're doing it?
I remember things that I
I was going to
forgot.
say a lot of times I don't remember saying these things.
I go, oh yeah.
And then
That's
sometimes I do what Chris does. Go, oh yeah. But a lot of times because I go under. Sometimes like last week, and I think like the last time, there's spirits that talk to each other and they say weird, bad things. And I can't get in under because it just either they'll make me laugh or they'll make me angry. So I can't get into that state.
I don't like it takes me out of the kind of trance state
Right.
that I'm shooting for. You know, I'm trying to be in a trance state. That's what that's about.
Have you ever tried to push them out?
Yes. Yes, I do.
And you hear a bad word and it's like, oh, I was in the C word.
Hey,
That's
don't come over here and tell me what I can and cannot do.
Exactly. Sometimes you'll see me go like this. And in my mind, I'm pushing them or go like this. I'm pushing them in the back of my, of me. Get away. I'm trying to. Yeah. That would be why.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, that's something that a lot of people don't understand, I think. And that is also really cool that when you come on and you self-evaluate yourself, I think that's important too.
Absolutely.
Because it helps you understand that the most important part of what you're doing in the session is you're putting yourself in to that trance state.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you can be used for the channeling.
That's what I like about the binaural beats. It helps you get there faster.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the conduit, and it is kind of scary. It really is when you watch yourself back and you go, I don't remember saying any of that.
It's this device here that we did that with. So this is a little guitar amp. Basically, it's like a portable rechargeable guitar amp, and I plugged the spirit box in here, and it has a Bluetooth channel, and I would run through Bluetooth the binaural beats. So that is real appropriate for Estes method because we've got the headset on and that sort of thing, and we use that in public investigations sometimes just so it's loud enough for people to hear and that sort of thing. So that's a pretty cool, fun tool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, like I said, we got a lot of ideas, a lot of things we want to do, and have more to promote than just the show and do some things next year. This year's been, I don't know, a real year of like personal growth for both of us. And
yes,
it's been a good year, in that regard. But in a certain way, we lost some time and we didn't get to all the shows we wanted to get to and get all the projects done that we set out to do. So I think 2024 is going to be
2024
the year to do it. 24. And here's an EVP, not an EVP, spirit box thing for you. Speaking of 24, listen to how many, it says it twice, but listen what
how
are the
it
chances?
says it to me. Yeah.
What are the chances of a spirit box saying this the way it does?
How many are here besides Kristen and I? How many consciousness?
24. Yeah.
So it says it twice. Repeats it. 24. Kristen goes, 24?
I
And I goes, 24.
24.
Oh, it's clear as day.
And
Emphatically on the second one.
It's crazy how clear it is.
And
actually,
I've noticed when we're under on your show, a lot of times if I don't say something right, they will say something back to me, like the same word, but I got it wrong. I'm like, okay, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it correctly. Sorry, but they come back with
giving you the backhand.
Yeah.
No, it's 24.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. But also I've noticed when I'm under, but I'm not quite there, they do repeat it. It's in like different voices, but they will repeat the same word over and over again, like 3 or 4 times.
Becky says 2024 is going to be our year. Kristen, we got this.
Yes, we got this.
And I agree. I think so.
Thank you.
Speaking of repeating words, I think you've probably heard this, Greg, but I'll play it for you folks. This is Paul. It was Paul. Listen, count how many times Paul, the name Paul, gets repeated in this.
Who just ran their fingers through my hair?
Six times it said the word Paul. That's what I mean.
I picked up like 3.
You got a couple, right? There's a lot.
But how did
The first thing it says is not.
They
me.
were very, very clear.
Yeah. They're crazy clear. And
yeah.
You got to repeat. What's the chances? You're thinking about scanning box. It's just flying through those channels. You're gonna get Paul every time.
It's not right. It's.
Did you ever look into that farther and try to figure out somebody by the name of Paul?
I do.
There's a possibility.
Is there a possibility it might have been my uncle because he would do something like that? So yeah, I don't like to be touched. A lot of the spirits know that. I get freaked out. And for some reason, my hair. We went to Wilson Castle and we have this on video. And my hair, I kept feeling somebody touch the back of my head. And on the video, I am sitting on the floor facing, you can see just the back of me and you see my hair move. And Shay had said, Shay, I forgot Shay's last name, but Shay Carroll and her mom, Deb, were like, that is so unnatural. Look how that's moving. I'm like, I am so glad you got that on camera because I was like, so it's like I've had my hair pulled like in places and things. And I think it's a trigger object. I don't know. They know I don't like it.
Oh, that's awesome. But if you don't like it,
I don't.
When I think it was a guy that tried to straddle me when we were at Broadhead. That was
good Lord.
Well, it was a combination of me being ice cold. Okay, my hand, I'm holding on to the spirit box and the antenna with my hand. And I am cold. I am cold. And then all of a sudden, something starts on my hand that actually was a lot colder than what my hand was.
Oh.
And it's going up my arm and it's going in my shoulder. And then I could feel it on my back. And then now I have my blinders on. So now I'm seeing this. And whatever it is trying to get their leg up behind me and straddle me.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And I said, and I just went, whoa, stop.
Back away.
Personal space. You have, I didn't ask you to come and do this, and you can step back.
Yep.
You're not invited. You can leave the room. And it wasn't not even about 5 minutes later, it did it again.
Wow.
That's when I says, out now. That's it. No chance. I don't want to run into you again.
Yeah.
You're an uninvited, period.
You gotta set boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That usually works.
Yeah.
Usually.
We put bubbles around ourselves.
Shay Carroll is from Paranormal Buzz Radio, and I wanted to put that out there because she's a great person. We really like Shay, and she's been doing podcasting, and it's audio podcasts for years. And she has a network of shows. Wonderful person, Paranormal Buzz Radio.
Yeah.
So go Shay. She's cool. You should have her on, Greg.
Yeah.
I should introduce you guys.
Yeah.
She's a hot chick.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's say good night to the people in the chat, and then we'll talk for a few extra minutes. And then,
oh boy, Chris says because of the last time, you had like 60 people. It was fun.
That was cool.
How many people we got?
We don't know.
We were goofing around of last Wednesday.
It just took a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is so. Everybody in the audience, thank you very much in the comments section for joining us. I think we covered everybody. because Becky and Bob Mowry,
Mike Mowry.
Mike Mowry, Barbara Woodbury Spears here. I think I mentioned her.
Yes.
And
Hello,
Carol,
Bob.
of course.
Victoria.
And Victoria said night night. So
Becky Evans.
she's always already in bed. So
As Rihanna. Thank you, Azriana.
Carol Garcia. Yeah.
I hope you guys had fun with those clips.
Yeah.
We got some more. We got
Yes.
tons of that stuff.
A lot.
You know,
it was awesome stuff. It really was.
We hope
and it
so.
really, I think it really made the show.
we really
come
are at a
together.
point where there's no questioning the paranormal. And I love it because we had Chris Balzano is an author and a really cool guy on our show. And he cut to the chase recently. This was a recent show. And he goes, let's just face it. The paranormal's real. So and I like that attitude because we just got to get past that. Is it real? Is it really happening? You know, and overanalyzing the data that you collect and all that sort of thing, because it's absolutely real. There absolutely is an afterlife. There's something going on.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking to us. They're right there. And the more you talk back to them, to build a relationship,
Yes.
the more they will talk to you.
Right.
Also, you build a relationship with your ITC as well.
Your devices.
Thank you. Your devices.
Like Reggie with his box, he always uses that same box. And I know Bruce Holiday advocates that, I believe, right? Using the same box all the time. That's a good thing. You know, I think you build a little energy in it yourself, and it acts as a sort of a conduit.
Absolutely.
I've learned a lot about him now so far. And I really like to have him and Jeff Resman from Chicago on, because they are the two old ones that are been around for a lot longer than a lot of other people. So
awesome.
So,
absolutely. You know, use terms like operator and that sort of thing. That's great. You know, that's kind of the old school thing, but that's what a lot of people do. Annabella Cardoza, another person whose work is fantastic, using a direct response voice, you know, keeping it on one channel of shortwave where nothing is broadcasting, and building that relationship into something where she gets paragraphs back. There's nobody on the freaking radio, but that woman put in the time, and she's very interesting, and she's sort of like a doctor, and super interesting. You know, the Yacovettis are doing some of that work now. Fantastic stuff. So there's a lot going on out there with the ITC still. You know, it is mind blowing to think, well, hey, how does that happen? It rules out a lot of the debunkers who say, oh, that's just car ads and radio ads and stuff coming across. You know, it's random.
It's not.
You know,
we know it's
you're
not.
on a channel where there's nobody on that channel, and you're still getting voices and answers and intelligent responses back.
we talked about this last night too.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
That's cool.
That's always cool. Thank you very much, Chris and Kristen.
Thank you for having us. We love you.
It was a great show. Hang around. I'll say goodnight, and we'll get this thing rolling. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week.
You will next Thursday. James Anito and Selena.
There you go.
He meant his show.
Oh yeah, that too. Sorry.
We start on Wednesday. We have one Spirits Connect, and that should be a great show. I don't have it all lined up yet, but it'll be good. That's
cool.
Sure.
You are still live, just so you know.
Okay. So everybody, good night, and we will see you all later. Thanks again, you guys.
Thanks for having us.